Hi everyone, a good day to all of you. Welcome to my math class. So in the previous video, diniscuss natin yung quadrilateral and its parts, pati na rin yung kinds of quadrilaterals o kung paano ikina-classify ang quadrilaterals, di ba? Okay, so ngayon, lesson number 3 na tayo, pangatlong video na natin to. Ang title natin is Conditions that make a quadrilateral a parallelogram. So, bali ito yung ating module number 1. So, sana may matutunan tayo sa video na to. Yung mga proving, hindi ko na i-discuss dito. Nandun na siya sa inyong module. Yung activity 1 doon is for theorem number 1. Yung activity number 2 is for theorem number 2. Yung activity number 3 is for theorem number 3 na i-discuss natin today. And then yung activity number 4 is for theorem number 4. Okay? So, nandun yung proving sa inyong module. So, pag-aralan na natin o simulan na natin i-discuss yung mga conditions na yan. Okay, so conditions, lesson number 3, conditions that make a quadrilateral a parallelogram. So, meron tayong 4 na theorems na na-prove dun sa ating module. Ito yung mga conditions daw na masasabi natin na ang isang quadrilateral na given ay parallelogram. Theorem number 1, a quadrilateral daw is a parallelogram if its opposite sides are congruent. Pag sinabi natin congruent, they have the same measure. Okay, kunyari meron tayo ditong quadrilateral JKLM. Okay, so hindi pa natin alam kung parallelogram yan or not. Okay, so kung ang JK daw ay 10 at yung ML ay 10, meaning they are opposite sides and they are congruent, and then this one is 7, yung JM is 7, and yung KL is also 7. So, ibig sabihin, opposite sides are congruent na nasasatisfy niya yung theorem number 1. So, ang quadrilateral is a parallelogram if its opposite sides are congruent. So, JK is congruent to ML. They are both 10. JM is congruent to KL. Therefore, JKLM is a parallelogram. Okay, so sana naintindihan niyo yan. That is theorem number 1. Okay, let's go to theorem number 2. Quadrilateral daw is a parallelogram if a pair, isang pares lang daw ng opposite side is parallel and congruent. Okay, give you an example here. DEFG is a quadrilateral. So, alamin natin kung ito ay parallelogram or hindi. So, another given here, yung DG daw is parallel to EF. And ang measure daw ng DG is 6, ang measure daw ng EF is 6. So, base dito sa theorem na to, na number 2, ang quadrilateral daw ay isang parallelogram if a pair of opposite side is parallel and congruent. So, eto, DG is parallel to EF and they are congruent, they have the same measure. Therefore, quadrilateral DEFG is a parallelogram. Okay, so that is theorem number 2. Let's go to theorem number 3. Quadrilateral is a parallelogram if its diagonal bisect each other. Consider this quadrilateral here. QUAD is a quadrilateral. So, meron tayong diagonal na QA at meron tayong diagonal na DU. They intersect at point S. Okay. Ang quadrilateral daw ay parallelogram kapag ang mga diagonal daw niya bisect each other. Meaning, yung QA daw passes to DU at its midpoint. Ganon din yung QA sa yung DU sa QA. Okay, so nag-intersect sila sa kanilang midpoint, which means na yung QS is congruent to SA. And then yung DS naman, DS is congruent to SU. Okay, so they bisect each other. So, kung ganyan ang magiging kaso, ang QUAD na yan is a parallelogram. It is a parallelogram because yung diagonals niya bisect each other. Kunyari, ito ay 11. Yung measure ng DS is 11. Yung SU, 11 din. Okay? Yung QS naman, kunyari, ay 6. Then, yung SA ay 6. So, nag-intersect sila sa point S. Yung diagonals na yan, they bisect each other. So, parallelogram yan. Okay? Ito na tayo sa pang-apat. Theorem number 4. Okay, a quadrilateral daw is a parallelogram if both pairs of opposite angles are congruent. So, doon sa video 1 natin, alam na natin kung ano yung consecutive angles, alam na natin yung opposite angle. So, ang angle A, let's say angle DAB, ang opposite angle niya is right here. Itong angle na to. Angle BCD or angle C na lang. Okay? Yung angle D naman or angle ADC, ang opposite niya is angle ABC or angle B. Okay? Ang quadrilateral daw is a parallelogram if both pairs of opposite angles are congruent. Okay, consider natin to. Kunyari, yung angle A ay 120 degrees. So, para masabi kong parallelogram to, ito, yung opposite angles niya, 120 degrees din. Okay, so ito naman, kung ito, ang relation na itong dalawa na to, sa parallelogram kasi, ang consecutive angles are supplementary. Kung 120 to, therefore, ito ay 60. Okay, para masabi yung parallelogram yan, yung opposite angles niya ay 60 degrees din. Yung opposite angles are congruent, while consecutive angles are supplementary. That is the theorem number 4 of parallelogram. Excuse me. Okay, so sana may natutunan na kayo. Punta tayo sa examples. Okay, so let us have some examples. Let us complete this table right here. May mga given dyan, and then may mga blank, and then you reason out. Ang given daw natin is ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, mag-draw tayo ng parallelogram na ABCD. Okay, so pangalanan natin to as A, di ba pinapangalanan ng isang quadrilateral, magkakasunod na vertex. ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, so statement number 1, this is a parallelogram. Ito ay parallel and congruent. Yung AD ay parallel and congruent sa BC. Yung AB daw parallel sa DC and congruent. Okay. AD is congruent to BC. Ayan. AD is congruent to BC. Ang reason niyan will be opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. Ayan. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. Okay, tanda tayo sa number 2. Angle D is right here. Angle D is congruent. Diba? Opposite sides are congruent. Opposite angles are congruent. Which means angle B is congruent to angle D. So, ang sagot natin dito will be angle B. Reason out. Reason natin, opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Ayan. Opposite angles of parallelogram are congruent while the consecutive angles are supplementary. Okay, next. AB is congruent to natin. AB is congruent to DC or CD. Ayan, DC. So, same reason as sa letter A. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. Ayan. Okay, next. Triangle CDA. Triangle CDA. Tayo dito. Triangle CDA. So, ito yon. So, mag-draw tayo ng diagonal na AC dito. So, kasi kapag nag-draw ka daw ng isang diagonal sa isang parallelogram, nakaka-form daw ng congruent triangles. So, yung triangle CDA is congruent. Triangle CDA right here, CDA is congruent to triangle ABC. Ayan, no? Pwede natin sabihin triangle ABC. Tignan natin uli. CDA is congruent to triangle ABC. So, ang reason natin dyan will be here. Side, ito, angle, ayan, and then side. So, pwede natin ilagay dito na SAS triangle congruence. Remember that, yung apat na yan, yung SSS, SAS, ASA, tsaka yung AAS, nung grade 8 kayo. Okay? So, binanggit na natin to kanina, measure ng angle D, plus measure ng angle C. Pag inad ko daw to, ang relation nito, consecutive angles sila, therefore they are supplementary. Meaning, ito, ang total niyan, pag inad natin, will be 180 degrees. Supplementary angles are two angles whose sum is 180 degrees. Okay? So, ang reason natin dito will be consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Okay, so that's it for this example. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. So huwag niyong kakalimutang mag-attendance sa Google Classroom upon watching this video. So pag napanood niyo na itong video na to, mag-attendance kayo dun sa comment section sa Google Classroom. Okay, so God bless everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.